So just when you thought that the troubles with Biden's diversity hires couldn't get any worse, we actually have an update to the Sam Brinton story that I covered earlier. Now, for those of you who don't remember that video, I will link it in the iCard and in the description box of this video. Sam Brinton was somebody who worked at the Department of Energy, specifically in nuclear energy. And while I speculated at the time, because the Department of Energy actually covers the nuclear arsenal of this country, that this person possibly could have had secrets related to that or access to secrets related to that, it seems like Brinton actually worked in nuclear waste and disposal in the Department of Energy, which again does not give me good comfort as somebody who's supportive of this kind of energy. Obviously, there are certain places where if you wanted to have diversity hires, like the vice presidency, that you could just stick somebody and they won't do all that much damage because the vice president doesn't do anything. However, being in charge of nuclear energy or nuclear waste seems like somewhere where you would actually look for qualifications rather than that. And the thing is, Brinton was celebrated repeatedly by the Biden administration and by the media as this first non-binary person to ever be put in a serious leadership position in the federal government. And we were all supposed to cheer because, oh my god, look at this bald, psychopathic Matt Damon looking person in a dress. Isn't that stunning? Isn't that brave? Aren't you so happy that this person identifies as a non-binary? Isn't non-binary so cool? And apparently what they actually identify as is somebody who is non-binary in terms of sanity versus insanity, because what we see is erratic sociopathic behavior that is disguised as virtue. Because Sam Brinton is in the news again, because like I said in my previous video when I covered the luggage theft in Minneapolis and then the newly discovered luggage theft in Las Vegas, this was just the beginning. They were going to find many more cases of Brinton stealing people's luggage, and even though I talked about and emphasized how much was lost in terms of expensive suitcases and the stuff within the suitcases, I did actually believe, and a lot of people in the comments were really harping on this, that Brinton was actually stealing these suitcases because of the contents from within it, because Brinton wanted to wear the women's clothes that were worn, because again, we essentially have a combination between Matt Damon in terms of the looks department and Norman Bates in terms of temperament, and it turns out that's 100% true. A recent Twitter thread has been going viral of a Tanzanian fashion designer who has very unique individualized designs, and this woman realized that her designs that happened to go missing in 2018, so again, we're tilting the clock back even further, were being worn by Brinton, and they're unique, one-of-a-kind designs, so they're unmistakable, in many different locations, including at the Trevor Project and at a Vanity Fair shoot. Because, of course, when you have somebody hired at the Energy Department, and the Biden administration wants credit for them being a non-binary, apparently they do Energy Department related Vanity Fair shoots. Now, the side-by-sides are absolutely amazing. If you see them, you can see like little half moon, like in a circle kind of designs, and clearly and obviously if these are one of a kind and they went missing in 2018, and shortly after they went missing, all of a sudden Sam Brinton is wearing them, that would lead people to believe that this person who is caught on video stealing luggage stole this person's luggage. But I do want to make it clear that the fashion designer is actually not alleging, for some reason, that Brinton is the actual thief of her luggage, even though I can say with a certain degree of confidence, even though it's alleged because it's not a conviction, Sam Brinton stole this luggage.
Now, as we first reported yesterday, a warrant is issued for Brinton for a felony charge. Police say Brinton posted a selfie at the airport wearing the same t-shirt that's seen in the video. Brinton takes the victim's luggage from the carousel, looks at the tag, puts it back on the carousel, looks around to see if anyone's watching, and then takes the luggage. Now, the owner of that luggage filing a police report and estimating the value of her luggage and her belongings in it at nearly $3,700. The theft is alleged to have happened in July, but police say they identified Brinton as the suspect in November, again after seeing Brinton already making headlines for a similar crime.
Now, even more interesting to me than Brinton being this psychopathic serial thief of people's luggage, specifically of women's luggage, and the fact that Brinton likes to wear these clothes in a Norman Bates style, is the fact that there's also a vampiric nature to Sam Brinton. This person is quite the character, quite the cartoon level villain, in that Brinton doesn't only steal the luggage and steal the clothes and wear the clothes in private, but Brinton actually wears the clothes in the most public events that Sammy Boy gets associated with. For instance, you can see these images from speeches that Brinton gave at the Trevor Project, which, if you don't know, it's a project meant to help LGBT youth, LGBT people overall. They're supposed to be very accepting, they're trying to normalize the gays and all of that, and Brinton goes there, does interviews and all that, and talks about how, oh, I'm so against conversion therapy, and I'm just trying to normalize everything while flaunting this very abnormal habit.
So I'm a survivor of conversion therapy, this horrible, dangerous, discredited idea that you can change someone's sexual orientation and gender identity. And I now lead the world's largest campaign working to end conversion therapy called the 50 Bills, 50 States campaign at the Trevor Project. So it's this really amazing opportunity to kind of see the stories of survivors like myself on the big screen and know that we're not alone anymore, that there's a lot of people who are out there making sure that we are represented. It's a really great moment.
That might not be familiar to them.
I mean, honestly, who does something like this? Actually, you know what? Don't answer that question, because we all know the crazy person here or there. But should you hire this person specifically because they're somebody who is male that wears dresses, just based on that, even though you're hiring them for an important position at the government? Maybe this is not something that's all that impressive. Maybe any dude out there in the world can wear dresses and that doesn't make you special at all in any way. Non-binary is not that interesting, and you shouldn't try to celebrate somebody at your department because of that, because this is likely what you'll end up with. If you're going to praise somebody specifically for them wearing dresses and being male, then you're going to kind of get what you supported. You're kind of going to get these caliber people, because these are the caliber people who are obsessed with women's clothes. That's why they're wearing dresses in the first place, to stand out. So obviously this could lead and increase your chances of this person having a weird, creepy, sicko fetish of stealing used women's clothes in order to wear them. But funny enough, it's actually an interesting tale of cultural appropriation, and that's what some of the people on the left are getting outraged over, which I find absolutely hilarious, because the Tanzanian fashion designer is this woman right here, obviously a black woman. And there's all these articles from Vanity Fair that talk about Brinton's fashion sense, and of course they have images of her designs being literally stolen and the credit being given to Brinton for wearing them, aka an actual instance of cultural theft. I mean, come on. Look at this image and look at what Vanity Fair captioned it, and tell me that the only people in the world that are actually guilty of cultural appropriation, of actually stealing something from another culture and getting credit for it, are the non-binary energy officials over in the Biden administration. I mean, again, this is clearly and obviously the dress stolen from that luggage in 2018, which, by the way, this woman for some reason won't say that Brinton stole her luggage. She's saying, oh, well, I'm not going to accuse him of that, but again, it's pretty obvious this is somebody who steals luggage over and over again. I know it's technically allegedly, but come on, we have video of this person doing it. Then they end up with your clothes, and now they're getting credit through Vanity Fair for wearing your clothes, and it's considered the style of Sam Brinton. Quote, and this is the headline: all the style of Sam Brinton. The nuclear engineer appointed by Joe Biden serve as deputy secretary at the top of the Department of Energy has, in spite of his part, entered in the crosshairs of controversy. The reason? A wardrobe made of stiletto heels and grand evening dresses and flaming lipstick. I mean, seriously, look at the corner of this still image. This is a 19-page spread of Sam Brinton's clothes, because wow, isn't Sam Brinton so stunning and brave? And as you can see through these other images, again, the side-by-sides posted by this fashion designer, Brinton has stolen and worn all these clothes. And to be clear, the idea that he didn't take this or anything like that is so absurd, because if he had one piece, one dress or whatever, maybe he saw it in a shop, it was sold secondhand, that would be one thing. But as you can see, image after image of Brinton wearing these unique, one-of-a-kind, only for show kind of designs in person, despite the fact that you can't buy them anywhere. Honestly, come on, what are we doing here? What are we talking about here? How is this the normal state of affairs for federal government officials? How are you gonna actually go out of your way to do an amazing, glamorous piece about the fashion designs, and you don't even ask? And I know this is a question for you fashionistas out there, who are you wearing? And it turns out if you would have asked Brinton that, he would have looked you dead in the face and said, whatever woman I robbed at the airport, which, by the way, I'm curious whether or not Brinton actually decided to rob this person directly, like targeted this person based on seeing their suitcase, or if this was just random happenstance, or worse, Brinton does this kind of thing so much, and we're gonna find out so many more instances of this, that in reality, we're going to see many, many, many more reports going forward of stolen luggage being in the possession of Brinton. How amazing would it be if they did a raid on Brinton's like home or whatever, and all they found was suitcase after suitcase after suitcase of women's clothes? Like, all the evidence was kept there, and some of it was put on the walls, again, like Buffalo Bill, Silence of the Lambs. You have all the trophies there. That's really what we should be expecting from Brinton, because that's the kind of behavior we're seeing out there in the public. Imagine what this person is like in private. And again, the Trevor Project, all these other people were like, oh my god, the stunning and brave, wow, energy official wearing high heels, I'm so impressed. Well, you know what? If you're impressed by this, this is exactly what you deserve. If you thought this was stunning and brave and it was an achievement for this goofy Matt Damon looking person who wears lipstick and high heels to be at the energy department, instead of felt a little bit concerned that the Biden administration was celebrating a random official at the energy department that's in charge of something actually serious, then you get what you deserve. This is the representation you wanted. Remember, I didn't say that the non-binaries were represented by Sam Brinton. The Trevor Project and the Biden administration said, wow, look at this example of a non-binary. Wow, 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 I'm so proud, so beautiful, so stunning, so brave. Look, honestly, there's not a lot of substance to this. I do want to point out, however, that my thumbnail for my original video actually featured Brinton wearing one of these dresses that were stolen from this Tanzanian designer. I'm also going to link to her Twitter profile so you can follow her yourself, because obviously she was victimized by Brinton, and it's a little bit of internet justice that people are interested in this woman's clothes. Her name is Asya Kamsin. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. I apologize if I'm not. But yeah, it's amazing. You need to see it. And I hope that Brinton faces even more theft charges related to this. But hey, those are just my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. If you liked the video, show them by leaving a like, subscribe for more content, follow me on all my social media, support me via the support links in the description box of this video. This has been me talking about the Sam Brinton saga, and maybe there are many more parts to this in the future. Till next time.